One of my favorite quotes from Aristotle is, "We are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence is not an act but a habit." And it reminds me that in my humanness, I don't need to be perfect, because perfectionism is actually self defeating. Perfectionism is setting an unattainable goal, so you'll always be disappointed. And so when I show myself compassion, I'm able to show others compassion. I found myself always giving people compassion, but I never had compassion for myself because I had all these limits. And there's a difference between expectation and standards. So now my standard for myself is to just always do my best, which is constantly shifting. On Wednesday, my best could be 150%. On Thursday, if I'm tired or exhausted, it could be about 75, but as long as I'm still trying my best, and that's all that matters. Um, I it's a paradigm shift. Like we're robots. Basically, when we're born, from the age of birth to 7, we're in the delta and theta phase of our brain waves. So anything that we're told, we just absorb like a little magnet, and our minds aren't consciously enough developed to dispute anything. So if your mom tells you in the store that you're not deserving of something, then you take that on and you repeatedly tell yourself, "I'm not deserving." So my favorite painting by Michelangelo is The Creation of Adam. It's beautiful. It has God reaching out in his mighty reach, and Adam is just extending with all his might, like we all do, to reach God. And there's just the smallest space in between the two, and millions of people, thousands, whatever, have dissected the painting. And one of the conclusions that resonates the most with me is, when you look at it, it looks like God is sitting in a brain, and it's the cerebral cortex, and you can even spot the cerebellum, and that's just so majestic. All my little neurotransmitters just light up when I talk about that. But it's the thought, the paradigm shift. Your whole reality, everything that you live in, everything you base everything on, it's the difference between one thought. One of the most powerful experiences I had recently was with my friend. She, shout out to her, DBLF projects on Instagram. She does manifestation journaling and vision boarding. And I had been stuck in this rut, and I couldn't get out, and I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew where I wanted to go, and I worked with her. And so we started journaling and writing, and I would write one negative thought, and then another one would come, and another one would come, and another one would come. And then the reason the experience with her was so powerful is that I wrote the negative, because we're programmed. So when you take a piece out of the program, there's still that space left. So we have to fill it with something else. So she reminded me to take the truth, because God is truth, and God is love, and God is light. Chaos and negativity are all lies. Ego-based. Ego is not real. It's fear. Fear is not real. So she would have me replace it with a positive. And so today I'm so grateful for that experience. And I know that my reality is created by my thoughts. Literally everything about me was just a thought. When I think back to 4 years ago, when I was going through my divorce, the person I was and the person that exists now is totally different. And it all is based upon a paradigm shift, shifting my realities, because we live in all these different multi-universes at the same time. Two people could be in the same room experiencing two different realities, because one person is living in a negative emotion, one person is living in a positive. It's all about your perception. So when I started to shift the way I thought, and the way I thought about myself and the world, and my interaction with the world, and my interaction with people as a whole, and I started to kind of dust off the glasses. Like, it's like you have this mirror with sticky notes all over it that are like, "I hate you, the world is bad, there's so much suffering, I'll never get anywhere, I'll never have this, I'll never have that." So when you replace it with the positive affirmations, the truth, the light, God's voice, when you replace it with that, you're not finding God, you're realigning with God. So my hope for people is that we all start to choose to realign with God, and we start to take responsibility for our thought processes and our choices, because it all breaks down to that. Every choice and behavior started with a thought, and every thought started most likely before you were even old enough to really realize what you were being programmed for. So we spend our whole lives, 95% of what we do is subconscious. So we spend our whole lives living off this program that is no longer working for us. And that's apparent because the world is the way it is. So if we all start choosing to take responsibility for these thoughts and changing them, it literally, the difference between the life you have now and the life you want is all a thought. It breaks down to words. There's a reason they call it spelling writing. When you write out the things, you're neurologically connecting your motor sensory to the cognitive part of your brain, reactivating your frontal cortex, and you're literally rewiring your program. Cognitive dissonance will occur though, because when you have two beliefs that rest in the same and they conflict with each other and you start to rewire things, you'll probably start to experience a lot of nightmares. I urge you to journal those and open yourself up in a safe space and ask the universe what it's trying to tell you. Every dream is a message. If you can remember the dream as a message, and I can tell you that hands down, that is so true. From my own experience and the experience of other people I have talked to, that's how our subconscious communicates, and the subconscious is the most powerful thing we have. Just like multiple people that I've listened to and teachers I've had have given the example of driving home, and you drive home and you get home and you're like, how did I get here? It's because you're running on a subconscious program. So imagine all the things you want in your life are being kept from you because of something that was meant to keep you safe. But the thing is that everything lies on the other side of safety and the other side of fear, and fear is not real, it's ego-based. So choose to realign with your thoughts. Nikola Tesla is so powerful. He is my favorite person in the whole world, who is no longer with us, only in spirit. But he before he would do his experiments or create something, he would sit down and he would envision it. So before you run on your automatic program for the day, sit down and envision, hold your intentions. What do I want to feel like today? What do I want my day to look like? What kind of person do I want to be? What do I want to accomplish? What can I give to others? Because there has to be, it's like a tithing. You have to give to the universe for the universe to give back to you, because God is love, and all who live in love live in God. And since we're part of God, we also have to give back to God. It's like an exchange process. It's the ebb and flow. It's the cause and effect, the rhythm, the polarities, everything dances. So choose to dance. And when you give out, you give back. It's the law of threefold. Like, I'll give you this much. And then the universe is like, the universe is waiting to bless you, and we don't even realize that. So if anybody is struggling today, I urge you to look up my friend DBLF Projects Instagram, super powerful. Start vision boarding, start meditating, start realigning your program. And every time a fear thought comes, or you think, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this, or I'm not this person, I'll never be this person, you look at yourself and then you're like, who am I kidding? I'll never have this. That's your fear voice. Your fear voice is trying to keep you safe. So give gratitude for that. Thank you so much for trying to keep me safe. But I would like you to go back to the realm of helpers, because I no longer need you, because I'm taking control of my life, and I'm going to realign with God, and I'm going to choose what I focus on, and I'm going to choose what I tell myself. And not only because you deserve to have everything you want, but this world deserves to have everybody who's trying to fix themselves, because only through fixing ourselves can the world fix itself, because we're all connected. So to say that I can't do anything to change the world is bullshit. It's a butterfly effect. You change one thing about yourself. People who witness an act of service or of kindness, even if you're watching two other people do it, it still spikes up dopamine levels and serotonin levels in the person's come to me in the person's energy field, as if they're experiencing it, because the universe doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. So if you're having a positive thought, your body is literally experiencing it as if it's your reality, and the more you resonate with that, the more it'll be pulled towards you and towards you and towards you, and it will become like a domino effect. Gratitude, here's another thing to be grateful for. Love, here's another thing to love. Gratitude, here's another thing to be grateful for. Gratitude and love are so powerful. So I hope that for the rest of the day you choose to walk in gratitude, and you choose to walk in love, and you choose to love each other. And every time you have a negative thought, don't just allow them to come. Stop it, acknowledge that it's happening, and replace it with a positive immediately. Sometimes you are gonna not be able to get it right away, but that's not the point. The point is that you put in your best effort, and the more you do it, the less will come, and the less will come, and the more the world will shift. The consciousness is shifting, and I'm so grateful to the star seeds and the indigos and the empaths and everyone else who is doing their part, because I feel the bliss on the other side, and I'm so eternally grateful for you, because I truly came here to leave this world a better place. not only for my family, but the families of everybody else. Because, like I said before, we're all connected. So to say that what you do in this lifetime will have no effect on you in another is bullshit, because the world you create, you're going to come back in another lifetime. So the karma you create, you may not experience in this lifetime, but it always comes back. So create beautiful karma. And in this lifetime and the next, you're going to have a beautiful life. And it's all about how you perceive it. You experience the life you perceive. You want a better life? Clean off your glasses. Take responsibility for your thoughts, your nutrition, mindfulness, move a little bit slower, speak a little bit softer, and give a lot more love to people around you. Enlightened living, brilliantly crafted.